Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Pokemon fans of the world, and friends and family of our community, welcome. Now, you guys might have noticed the lack of intro here in this video, and also the fact that I didn't introduce myself as MegaCrasher the character, aka something that you would normally see me do in my regular sort of content. But I want to come at you guys completely out of character here in a video like this, because this is rather serious, and I want to put my best foot forward to not only address and bring this situation to light, but also, give my thoughts on this situation here. It was brought to my attention by Jason. Very, very big appreciation, my friend. And this right here is involving Pokemon Go. Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into the main article here, I kind of want to give you guys my pre-thoughts before actually reacting / getting into this article here. I could expect this to happen, back when it was first released in the summer of 2016, and here we are, close to spring, it's 2018, and this sort of craziness is still happening, okay? So, the title reads, and I quote, "Pokemon Go player upset at losing a gym, assaults other players, says cops." Now just wrap your head around that for a sec. Just wrap your mind around that, and just, think about how utterly ridiculous that statement is. Like, okay, so you're seriously risking bodily harm, jail time, charges, fines, all that stuff over a goddamn game? Seriously? Over a game? Like, what? Seriously, like, that is just... Man, like, you gotta be joking me, man. Like, that is utter garbage. I'm just gonna say that's rubbish right there. So, with that being said, guys, take what we are about to talk about here with a pinch of salt. I'm gonna try to do the best I can to be as neutral and handle this as sensitively as possible, but given the fact that this is in relation to Pokemon Go as well, and we do quite a bit of Pokemon Go content here on this channel, I figured it was a good time to talk about this, so I want to give a shout out to my friend / brother Jason for bringing this to my attention. He came across this yesterday, and he brought it to my attention. He's like, yo bro, you should probably check this out. So, I had a little sift through. I didn't really read too much into it, but I kind of just skimmed right through, and yeah, so I mean... With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and let's begin. So to start off this article here, ladies and gentlemen, it states, and I quote, "A Washington State man is facing charges of assault and malicious mischief in an incident witnesses have tied to winning a gym in Pokemon Go." So, this was all over a gym. How petty can you get? Like, seriously, like, how? Okay, here's the thing, is that... when it comes to Pokemon Go, while it is a game that is split up into 3 teams, okay? You got Mystic, you got Valor, and you got Instinct, okay? And it's meant at best to promote friendly competition, okay? Other than that, it's meant to be a game that brings people together, especially given the fact that they introduced the system like raids and all that stuff, where it brings players together even more so now. This right here, just right off the bat, it gives Pokemon Go players a very, very bad name, especially when this shit is still happening almost 2 years later, They say it's not the first time he's gone after fellow players, too, so... yeah, clearly this is kind of like a rinse and repeat kind of pattern. So, with that being said, let's keep going here. So, Katu-TV of Portland, Oregon, reported Friday that 3 friends were on a park bench in Vancouver, Walsh, across the Columbian River from Oregon, when someone pulled up in a car, parked, and charged out at them, brandishing a tire iron. So... yeah, it's like you got someone who looks like a psychopath that comes at you with a goddamn tire iron, and for what? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot, ladies and gentlemen, over a gym in Pokemon Go. Just again, I ask you, wrap your head around that for a moment. I mean, honestly, like. Let me ask you guys this, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how ridiculous this is? I mean, I think that's probably the easiest question to answer here in this video, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, this is beyond ridiculous, okay? I mean, like, seriously, it's like gyms change all the time. Why are people sulking and pissing about gym changes? It's like, seriously, it's like, okay, if you don't like the fact that someone knocked down your gym, go take it back, you know? Like, it's that simple. And here's the thing, is that I get that there are some people out there, you know, that play maliciously, that will literally bump other people out of gyms, you know, and they'll have multiple accounts and bump each other out, so that way, you know, they not only build up coin and all that stuff, but, you know, they're building up experiences, badges, stuff like that. Anyways, we're not getting into things like multiple accounting, because I already said in one of my previous Pokemon Go videos that I don't have a problem with people who use multiple accounts, people who spoof. It's about the intent and not how you play, kind of thing. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, it's all in the eyes of the holder, okay? Like, you could be someone who spoofs and be one of the nicest people ever. I mean, hell, like, I'm friends with people who spoof. I'm friends with people who play with multiple accounts. You know, it's all about the player, right? But, you know, on the other side of the token, it's like you could have multiple accounters that are absolute malicious jerks. You could have spoofers that are absolute malicious jerks, and, you know, like, then it's just like, that's what gives Pokemon players a bad name, and this right here definitely doesn't help the case. In fact, it makes it a hell of a lot worse. And this also actually ties in with what I said in my last Pokemon Go video, where a problem that I feel has gone way under addressed is the consideration factor when it comes to Pokemon Go. I mean, again, it's like people can bitch and complain all they want about spoofing and multiple accounts, sniping, botting, etc., but in the grand scheme of things, is that really the main problem and main area of concern? In my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, no, it's not. The main area of concern is about the true lack of consideration for your fellow player, and the fact that that truly destroys the spirit of the game, in my opinion. Now, feel free to dispute that, feel free to disagree, you know, I'm open to discussion and opinions, as I always am. But anyways, guys, let's keep going. So the alleged assailant, Stephen Jolly, demanded to know which of the three on the bench was a Pokemon Go player who had just taken a gym in the game. I was just reviving my Pokemon when he was trying to take it out, says Andrew Otten. I apologize if I butcher any pronunciations of this article and names and all that stuff. You know, pronunciation's not exactly my best suit. I mean, I think you guys know that. But anyways, guys, I took it from him, and I didn't know he just took it. And he was like, hey, did you just take this gym from me? That's pretty messed up, man. He was very angrily saying it. So right off the bat, it's like, you gotta ask yourself, it's like, why are you getting so pissy over a gym? It's like, seriously, again, it's like, if you have such an issue, then take it back, you know? It's that simple. Like, rather than sitting there and bitching and going way the hell over the line by, you know, threatening assault. Well, actually, technically speaking, like, it was assault and malicious mischief as well on top of that. So, you know, that's just like, seriously, it's like, is it really that worth it over a fucking game? No, it's not. It's petty what people are willing to do to other people over a game. And here's the thing, is that, you know, like, none of that stuff, you know, thank God, none of this sort of shit happens in my area, but, you know, I see and I hear, you know, some pretty petty things that take place, you know, within my community, and I'm just like, what? Like, why are people getting so upset over a game? It's like, you know, people play the way that they want to play, as long as they're not being malicious about it. It's like, you know, bugger off, leave them alone. And here's the thing, is that, you know, the community that I'm with right here in my area is really fucking good. I mean, here's the thing. No community is ever perfect, but I gotta say, I have it pretty good here, you know? But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and let's keep on going here. So let's scroll down here. This is a relatively short article here, so shouldn't take up too much too much more of your guys' time. My apologies. A friend of Otten's said he was punched by Jolly several times until he took action. I got behind him and started choking him, said Grayson Hangstrom. I figured if he didn't have consciousness, he wouldn't be that tough. that is a smart calculus. Now, here's the thing, is that, like, just right there, it's like, so, again, it's like, things have gone from bad to worse now at this point. It's just, it's honestly ridiculous, you know? I probably shouldn't have to read the rest of this article here, because basically, you guys get the gist of this. It's like, don't be so childish over a game. Don't be, you know, threatening violence on other people over a game. Like, is it really worth jail time? Is it really worth fines? Is it really worth having a goddamn criminal record? No, it's not. And if you had 2 brain cells in your head that functioned right and had some sense in your head, you yourself would think before you act, you know? Like, that just kind of goes without saying. So, with that being said, we're almost done here. Hangstrom said after posting about the incident on Facebook, with the license plate of the car Jolly was driving, they were told this isn't the first time Pokemon Go players have been accosted in the area. The incident occurred on the Burnt Bridge Creek Trail in Vancouver, Walsh. So, yeah, it's like, seriously, it's like, again, it's like, I could more or less expect this sort of behavior from like 2 years ago when Pokemon Go first came out and was like the hottest thing since sliced bread, but it's like, with, you know, the trend calming down and all that stuff, it's like, you know, I don't understand why people would, you know, get all bent out of shape over a game to begin with. I mean, shouldn't this sort of stuff shouldn't have even happened, like, you know, when it was first introduced, you know, like, but hey, you know what? It's like, people would be willing to do stupid things over the most pettiest of situations. I mean, that's disappointing, and it's kind of disheartening, too, because it's like, I enjoy playing Pokemon Go, you know? And, you know, if people were to judge harshly Pokemon Go players based on fluke incidents like this, or, you know, like, anything else, it's like, that's pretty disheartening, you know? And it's just like, I take pride in playing Pokemon Go, because that's what I love to do. I love playing Pokemon Go. And I'll tell you something this, and I'm completely off record for saying this as well. The thing is, you look at people like Trainer Tips, you look at people like Mystic 7, you look at people like Prodigy's Nation, Reversal, the list goes on. I would be lucky, I would be like head over heels, like in heaven if I was in their shoes and I got to play Pokemon Go for a living, because I fucking love the game that much. And here's the thing, is that whether I'm paid to play Pokemon Go or not, that wouldn't change my love for the game. I would still play the shit out of that game because of how much I love it. I love it because of not only the experiences, you know, the friends, like just everything, you know? I'm a Pokemon Go guy. Like, I have been a fan of it since its inception back in the late 90s, back in like 96, 97, when I was first introduced to it, you know? And the fact is that, like, you got idiots like what we're talking about here in this article that are, you know, more or less making Pokemon Go players look like, you know, look crazy. It's like, that's not acceptable. And I'm actually kind of a little bit pissed off that this sort of stuff is still happening. And well, there's actually no little bit pissed off about it. I'm actually pretty fuming about this, if I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a game. Grow up. Anyways, that being said, Jolly to authorities dispute striking anyone, but did say he hit a table with a tire iron. Okay, you want to dispute whether or not you struck some... It even says right here, like, hang on a second, it even says right here, was punched. So you clearly were doing striking. You know, it might not have been with a tire iron that you were brandishing, but it was with your fist. It was with the intent to cause bodily harm. Doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. Anyways, Pokemon Go has been out for almost 2 years, launching in July of 2016. Early in the craze, there were stories of players in the augmented reality game wadding into dangerous situations or being confronted, even shot at by people suspecting them to be prowlers or criminals. This story is unusual because it allegedly involves someone playing the game going after others also playing the game. And couldn't agree more, to be honest with you. Couldn't agree more. It's like I'm still like flabbergasted that this happened, you know. And it's unusual indeed. It is very, very much unusual indeed. But with that being said, guys, really don't think there's anything else that needs to be said here about this article in this video, so I'll link you guys to it in the description box down below so that way you guys can read it at your own leisure. Let me know what you guys think about this. I mean, this obviously is just one hell of a messed up situation, and it's definitely the kind of stuff that should be frowned upon in the Pokemon Go community, because this kind of stuff doesn't need to happen, okay? Like, this is the kind of behavior that kills community spirit. This is the kind of behavior that kills the reputation of Pokemon Go and Pokemon Go players as a whole. This is the kind of stuff that, you know, it just doesn't need to happen. It's like, seriously, it's like, if someone takes over your gym, then, pardon my French, don't be a fucking bitch about it. Take it back or move on. It's like, it's that simple, man. It's like, seriously, you know? Gyms change colors all the time. Do something about it. Change, you know, the gym the way that, you know, you wanted it in the first place, rather than going around and assaulting and harassing people like a fucking idiot. Anyways, guys, sorry for getting a little bit heated right there. I said I was going to, you know, try and handle this as sensitively and be neutral about it, but, you know, kind of spilled over a little bit. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so very much for watching. Not really sure what else I can say. So, I mean, have yourself a good day. If you guys are still playing Pokemon Go, please, for the love of God, be safe. Exercise caution, exercise common sense as well. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, exercise consideration and respect for your fellow Pokemon Go player. Have a good day. Much love to you guys. I'll see you guys next upload.